champion the black men who've taken the reins of their lives, leading the way in family, finance, and purpose. Their own unique FFB. We're here to uplift and to highlight the black men whose personal brands shine, illuminating the best within our community. The essence of our community lies in the power of dependability, of being useful, and consistently exuding confidence, intelligence, and assertiveness. That's the man we're here to celebrate. A man who truly embodies a meaningful, accountable nature. A true man. But our praise doesn't stop there. We raise our hats to the black women whose public and private actions beautifully mirror the strength and grace of our black men. Together, they weave the vibrant fabric of our community. Now let's celebrate the mantra that binds us. Dare to be bold, not silent. That's our rallying cry here at the Real Bravado Network. We're all about character, personal growth, and fostering a culture of accountability, all framed by this bold mantra. Our name, Real Bravado, represents our spirit, the essence of being truly bold. And that's our mission for every live stream, every conversation we have. So, let's dive into this journey together. And remember, we're here to be real, to be bold. Let's start this conversation, folks. Welcome, everyone, to our exciting live stream here on RBN, your trusted Real Bravado Network. This is your moment, your space. This is Have the Conversation. And every black man, start your day with 3 words. I'm a king.
I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in. I'm a king, and I will never kneel. Plotting for my fall, you getting hanged for treason. I don't aim to please, do anything I feel. Haters gonna talk, don't listen to the shit. They tryna be like me, they know they can, yo. Can't even get lost, I'm on a pedestal, sitting on my throne. My neck be decked in gold, I don't do no hoes, I've got a queen though. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in. I'm a king, I told you guys before, ready for the war, to get me way much more. Gather all these spoils, add them to my kingdom. Shout out to my fans for pledging your allegiance. You get a reward, the best flow you've ever heard. I don't be mixing with birds, I'm a lion on the surge. Always pushing to the edge, facing arrows, never scared. For my greatness I'm a servant, only under myself. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We are back. We are back. We are your trusted RBN, your real Bravado Network, and where we address Black people issues over here, especially the issues that keep Black folk from being together. And we never seem to run out of issues over here at all. My name is TJ. I am your facilitator for the journey, and thank you for being here. And before we get started, please do me a favor. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge the real Bravado Network. Acknowledge the chat. Acknowledge the supporters. Acknowledge the replay gang here. Yes, do us a huge, huge favor and acknowledge those that support the real Bravado Network. All right. Before we get started,
let me talk to you.
Listen, last week, couple things. Last week, by the way, I told you that CBS blocked my stream from Friday. Well, apparently, they blocked it yesterday. Today, YouTube restored it. So I guess the whatever CBS did to block my stream that dealt with their story about calling obesity, strokes, and diabetes racism, and me calling them out for that garbage. Apparently, YouTube disagreed with them and they reinstated my lot, so it's back up on my channel, and I haven't made any changes to it or nothing like that. So it's back up on the channel, and good job for YouTube for doing that for a brother. And Paramount, CBS, go F yourself over that. Second, we're gonna get into today, but before we get into it, let's start this off.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
And shout out to the homegirl Almond Eyes with the $2 super chat. I'm nosy. What flavor is the clear Canadian? Oh, wild cherry. Wild cherry is the flavor. I got something for you for that $2 super sticker.
But these last $2.
Almond Eyes giving me her last $2. I appreciate that. Listen, last week, we kind of touched on an issue with Jason Wilborn and how he came out and was trashing Deion Sanders. And I was talking specifically about the fact that other Black men, as well as Black men are doing, despite the overall perception and narrative of Black men, there are some things that Black men we just need to get right. And there are things that we have to do that no one else has to do. And I always say that might not be fair, it might not be right, but it is what it is, and I believe that we should move accordingly. And the one thing that we should move accordingly about is not have what's supposed to be our more productive, visually seen brothers out here trashing other brothers that are out here trying to do something, like Jason Wilborn. I keep calling him Wilborn. Jason, what's that dude name that was from ESPN? I forgot that sucker's name. What was his name? I'll get it. Hold on, because I keep calling him Jason Wilborn. It's not Jason Wilborn. It's Jason. What is this brother's name? Hold on. I'm gonna get it. Just give me a second. I'm gonna get it because Jason Whitlock. I don't know why in the world I keep calling him Jason Wilborn. So Jason Whitlock went out and was trashing Deion Sanders, throwing salt on Deion Sanders' name, what he was doing, trying to downgrade him, and all of this nonsense. And Deion Sanders is out there doing something remarkable, and Jason Whitlock was out there trashing it. Well, just fast forward a couple days later, and who do we have out here participating in the continuation of the degradation of another black man's issue, another black man's image is none other than Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith reignited his feud with Terrell Owens. And let me tell you guys something. Black men, we can be petty. As much as we talk about our women and what they do, we don't sit around here and we don't pay enough attention to the petty and the effery that we produce out here in this world as well for everyone to see. It is completely and utterly unnecessary for the garbage that Stephen A. produced. What brought this to my attention, I was watching a podcast with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco Johnson. I'm going to play that. Real quick, and then we're going to get into what Stephen A. actually did. Okay, we're gonna go through some history too, because Stephen A. man, you've been suspect for a long, long time. You just been suspect on a lot of stuff. Okay, here we go.
You call me T again, but it's
no,
okay.
I did
Hey,
not.
Listen, you just said T.
You know what?
You hey, listen. I know you ain't trying to say we look alike because I'm handsome.
Man,
I look good.
T.O. So you trying
love
to say T.O. not handsome?
T.O. facially challenged now. Don't
Man,
do that.
there you go. I'm gonna let you have that one.
That's
Man,
my,
you know what
that's
it
my
was?
guy.
Because
T, I love you, baby.
You know what it is? You know what it is, O'Shea? That man been trending. That man been trending on my social media, on my timeline.
Yeah, man. Listen. I listen.
You talk to him.
I need you. I talked to him. I was
gonna reach out to him tomorrow.
I talked to him in length yesterday. I said T told me the issues that they had. I'm not gonna share him here because that's not the place to share him. I also talked with Stephen A. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I talked with Stephen A. Smith. And I said, Steve, man, listen here, man. I love y'all. I love both of y'all. Both of y'all are inspirational and very motivating to me in different ways. I look up to y'all in different ways from afar. I don't need to tell you that all the time. Just know I admire the shit y'all got going on and what y'all have done. T, been watching T all my life. Stephen A., I've been watching you even when I was playing and actually couldn't wait to hear you at times. You know, this ain't what y'all need to be doing.
No.
Not this ain't what y'all need to
not
do.
us.
Not us.
We did not
us. Not giving.
And let me tell you guys something real quick. Shout out to Chad Johnson and shout out to Shannon Sharp for calling this crap out. What's going on? Now, for those of you that are a little bit unaware of what's going on. So apparently T.O., somebody came out on Twitter or some crap like that and said something about Stephen A. and T.O. liked the post. T.O. didn't say nothing to it. T.O. just liked it. And when T.O. liked the post, Stephen A. lost his damn mind and went off on T.O. And let me tell you guys something. This feud between T.O., let me put this up. This feud between T.O. and Stephen A. started during the issues with Colin Kaepernick. And so I'm going to spend just a few seconds going back and talking about the Colin Kaepernick situation. And this is not today. We're not going to go back and relitigate what happened to Colin Kaepernick, but we're going to just go back and talk about, and I'm going to show you a clip of what transpired between T.O. and Stephen A. that broke their relationship, okay? One, everybody knows that Colin Kaepernick, for over the course of 4 or 5 football games, was sitting on the sidelines on the bench behind the players during the national anthem. At some point, some reporter after a game asked Colin Kaepernick, "Why are you sitting on the bench during the national anthem?" And then Colin Kaepernick politely said, it's hard for me to stand for and I'm paraphrasing. It's hard for me to stand for the national anthem due to all of the killings of all of these unarmed Black people in this country. It's starting to really bother me. And how can I stand for a flag that is not about fairness and equal and justice for all? So that started the Colin Kaepernick situation. Now everybody wanted to make it about the kneeling. Colin Kaepernick was not kneeling originally. He was sitting on the bench. Now, Colin Kaepernick met with a military veteran after that interview, and the military veteran said, "Hey, Cap, instead of you sitting, because people are going to find it very disrespectful, the one thing that we do when there's a fallen soldier, we all kneel at their casket, or we kneel, or we take a knee to remember our fallen soldier. Why don't you just take a knee during the national anthem? Because that's a sign of respect." So Colin Kaepernick thought about it and said, "Okay, I'm going to go do that." So when Colin Kaepernick did that, everybody lost their damn minds and went berserk. The football season ended. Colin Kaepernick had an option to he had another year. He had an option in this contract to play for another year with the San Francisco 49ers and get all of this money. Colin Kaepernick opted out of his contract because he wanted to go someplace else, and he hasn't played in the NFL since. And he hasn't played in the NFL since because the NFL owners lost their everlasting mind and treated Colin Kaepernick like he murdered somebody. And so there was this whole debate around that. And Stephen A. Smith was one of the most vocal people. I'm not going to say he was like objecting to what Colin Kaepernick did, but Stephen A. led the charge for the owners of the NFL. He led the charge and gave them cover for the fuckery and made excuses for what they were doing what they started doing to Colin Kaepernick. And so then they brought up T.O. on the show to talk about it. And then when T.O. came on the show and confronted Stephen A. about why and how hard he was going at Colin Kaepernick and what that was doing, then there became a major rift between T.O. and Stephen A. Smith. We're going to play that for you.
Up here. In your case, you're defending Colin Kaepernick now. In my case, I've defended Colin Kaepernick on numerous occasions throughout the years. I'm talking about the Mike Wilbons, the James Browns, and everybody in between. Black folks all over the country, all in the media. Everybody speaking up on behalf of Colin Kaepernick, but Colin Kaepernick.
Why does Colin Kaepernick has to speak up for something that Colin Kaepernick, there was nothing for him to speak up on? You are sitting here asking and acting like Colin Kaepernick did something that required him to defend. He did nothing that needed to be defended. He didn't violate no law in this country. He didn't violate no NFL rule. He didn't violate. And by the way, while everybody was in the uproar about this national anthem, do you not know at one point they did not play the national anthem before football games in the NFL? They started playing it because the U.S. military started paying the NFL for patriotism crap at the beginning of their games. So this was all a bunch of bull crap. And we got Stephen A. Smith out here going hard at Colin Kaepernick, talking about you need to justify why you did what you did. Why aren't you saying what you're saying? He didn't have to do anything. There was nothing for Colin Kaepernick to do because Colin Kaepernick did not do anything. He did not do anything wrong. And Stephen A. Smith by him being who he was and how the owners looked at Stephen A. Smith. When Stephen A. Smith started carrying the water of the NFL owners, that emboldened the NFL owners to do what they did to Colin Kaepernick. And as a side note about us black men and why sometimes I come out and call us a bunch of damn cowards. There would have not been a football season. Colin Kaepernick probably would have been in the NFL or got an opportunity if the black men, which the NFL makes up about 70% of the NFL is made up of black men, if they simply refuse to play because of this egregious thing. And it's not like Colin Kaepernick was playing bad. He was still playing lights out, but he had a horrible team around him. But he was still playing lights out with a horrible team at this time. And Stephen A., being a black man and having access to these crazy ass owners, came out and carried their water, trying to make Colin Kaepernick justify himself, trying to make Colin Kaepernick bend the knee, trying to make it seem like that on some level that Colin Kaepernick brought this on himself. He did not. He was not bothering anybody when he was sitting on the bench behind the players during the national anthem. He wasn't bothering anybody. They came bothering him. He didn't make this a big deal. He didn't make this a public statement. He didn't do any of that. He did it quietly. And Stephen A. coming out here, carrying their water, and the seemingly hostility that Stephen A. seemed to have for Colin Kaepernick also gave these owners and these people made them more emboldened to do what they did about Colin Kaepernick. So when you are a black man out in public and out in front, and you got a platform and you got the ear of people, the one thing that I wish we would do, it doesn't matter how you feel about one of us publicly, is not participate in a pseudo lynching, which is what we saw with Colin Kaepernick. Now let's get to what caused the rift.
You the one person that don't have anything to say. You step aside while brothers and sisters who know that you were right to want to address police brutality, who know that you were right to want to address racial oppression, who know that you were right when you say that you didn't deserve to be blackballed and you didn't deserve to have your cause politicized. All of us are fighting on behalf of you, but you are the one that won't speak up for yourself. Do you have a problem with that?
Why does he have to speak up for himself? What the hell did he do that required him to speak up, that he needed to speak up? What did he do, Stephen A.?
Well, I think the thing is, in the black community, like I said, I'm in the streets. I hear what's going on.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
And the thing is I think, Stephen A., you have a platform. It's okay to disagree, but it was the way you were going about it. It was almost like you were attacking him.
Boom! Boom, T.O. Boom, T.O. Boom, T.O. Boom, T.O. That's exactly what happened. I'm gonna get this to you, T.O., because you came in and laid it down.
Keep going up. Hulk Hogan, he drops a big leg on him.
That's exactly what you just did with Stephen A. You came in and dropped the big leg on them. Good job, T.O.
Got him!
That's the point. I'm not up here relitigating if Kaepernick was right or wrong, or I'm not re-arguing that point. What happened with Cap has happened. He lost his career because he decided to sit down, which is crazy.
And I think the thing with Colin Kaepernick and the way that things shifted right at the the doorstep of this workout is just the transparency. You alluded to the document.
It shifted because of what Stephen A. Smith came out and said. And I wish I would have had the original stuff that Stephen A. Smith said. It shifted due to what Stephen A. Smith did. And people don't want to sit there and point this out, how powerful black men words can be when it comes to standing up or not standing up for another black man out in public when you got a platform like Stephen A. Smith.
As that related, I mean, as I was referring to it with the document, the waiver, again, like I said, when you insert language into something that's not standard, then obviously you have to take time to review those documents. And like I said, they weren't given adequate time to do that. And so to now insert that and then think that he was going to sign it right at the door front, then that's not fair. You giving him.
Cooley, I don't know if you were on a little bit a second ago, but I gave the example of the NFL was not doing the national anthem before, at least live on television. They weren't televising the national anthem before football games once upon a time in the NFL. The military, the Pentagon, came to the NFL and started paying the NFL to have the national anthem televised, and started paying the NFL to allow them to fly their jets over the stadium as a marketing tool. So that's how the U.S. military started using athletes.
You know, if you're going to give him a fair workout, then give him a fair workout. You know, he was allowed no media access. They were trying to dictate who his receivers were.
I have to stop you there. I have to stop you there. I am on the air right now listening to a Hall of Famer who I believe has had a multitude of opportunities to highlight unfairness that has been exacted from him.
Messi Mashawn, we're talking about more petty black men coming out throwing shade at other black men. Stephen A. Smith is reignited his fight with T.O. over a tweet that T.O. liked. And so what I'm doing right now is going back and showing the moment that T.O. and Stephen A. Smith relationship split. And this was during the Colin Kaepernick situation. T.O. came on, was invited on First Take, and they were discussing the Colin Kaepernick situation. And then T.O. sucker punched, as I'm calling it, verbally Stephen A. Smith, which I think he deserved it at the time. Hold on.
Did that stop you from accepting the challenge, knowing that you were walking into situations that were flagrantly unfair, that you were operating behind the eight ball, at a disadvantage, courtesy of a system and an entity that obviously had a lot of power and influence to compromise whatever your aspirations were? You do it, I do it. There are people that sit up there. You ain't the only one that accused me of attacking him. I would ask you to recall what I...
But Stephen A., you did attack Colin Kaepernick. That's the thing. You did come out and attack Colin Kaepernick. Not only did you come out and attack him, but you gave the owners the excuse as to why no one should bring him back in. You did that. You did that. And you want to sit up in here and pretend like you got clean hands. You do not have clean hands. And I really don't want to relitigate the Colin Kaepernick stuff because it's been 7 years. Stephen A., stop acting like your ass was innocent in this. You know how white folk act. You know when they don't want to do something, or when they want to do something when they want to engage in some effery, you know the first thing they want to do is find a melanin person to carry their water for them, to be their spokesperson. And you did that with the Colin Kaepernick situation. And you reignited your feud with T.O. as if you did not do that. And you pissed at T.O. because your co-host at the time was more in defense of what was going on than you were. Your white co-host was very eloquent in what was going on, and he had a definitive stand. You did not. You were talking about the money and compromising the money and on all this other crap. Your white co-host wasn't. And that's why you didn't. And let me tell you something. Everybody knows that Stephen A. Smith got Max Kellerman fired from First Take. This is the reason. This clip right here is the reason why him and T.O. don't get along, and was the reason why he had Max Kellerman fired.
What I said is that I have been supporting this man. What I didn't support was you sending, not you, meaning him, sending the message that everything has to be ideal and everything has to be fair in order for me to embrace the challenge to acquire what I have been behind the scenes through my camp telling everybody I want. If you don't want to work out, that's fine. If you think it's unfair and you want, and I know, Max, you want to get in, I'm going to bring you in. Yeah. And you don't think it's fair, that's fine. And you want to get your lawyer, and your lawyer wants to stand up there and say, this waiver is an issue. We're ready to work out, but not until they alter this waiver, etc. That's different. But to not do the workout, to change locations, and then to go and give a speech to the media without taking any questions, any inquiry as to what's really going on, you are leaving others to surmise what the hell happened.
Can I answer that real quick?
Fair.
Tio, do you mind if I jump in, Tio?
Yes, before you do that, but
go ahead.
I wanted is transparency, Stephen A. And that's like I've done it. I've had incidents throughout the course of my career, and then there have been times where I've gone into interviews where I've done an hour and a half, 2 hours of an interview, and then they break down and they edit, and then you guys get on the show, and there's a panel of people, and then they break down whatever clips that they.
Tio is absolutely correct in this, and what they're talking about is 3 years later, they brought the NFL organized a workout in Georgia for T.O. for Colin Kaepernick, and invited teams to come down to this workout. Mind you, they did this 1 week before the start of the NFL season, which they knew coaches couldn't really show up for this workout. Second, when Colin Kaepernick arrived at the location, they wanted Colin Kaepernick to sign a waiver that stated that he was no longer entitled to any more workouts. That's what they're talking about. And this is what T.O.'s talking about. The NFL, once again, is on some more effery. They're asking Colin Kaepernick to do something that they've not done to any other NFL player. And of course, he pulled out of the doggone workout. He ain't signing wanted him to sign his rights away.
Show they're not showing the entire hour and a half or 2 hours of that interview that I've done. So what he wanted was transparency for people to see the full workout, to see the full Colin Kaepernick. Again, you mentioned obviously Max is going to get in here, and like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with
I'm gonna play that one more time because he said it so fast.
Showing the entire hour and a half or 2 hours of that interview that I've done. So what he wanted was transparency for people to see the full workout, to see the full Colin Kaepernick. Again, you mentioned obviously Max is going to get in here, and like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A.
Bang! Bang! It's good!
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
All right, shout out to the homeboy Coon Lee with the $5 super chat with no comment, no questions, just the pure love of the game. And I got something else for you. T.O. in that moment severed his relationship with Stephen A. Smith because Max Kellerman for year after year after year. For year after year after year, Max Kellerman pounded Stephen A. Smith. He pounded the NFL. He pounded the people who was wanting to string Kaepernick up by his neck. Max Kellerman, the white boy that was on the show at the time, did this. And in this very moment right here, Terrell Owens said the thing to Stephen A's face that people have been saying behind his back for the longest time. And Stephen A could not handle it. We're going to play that one more time.
People to see the full workout, to see the full Colin Kaepernick. Again, you mentioned obviously Max is going to get in here. And like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A.
Bam. TLA. Somebody requested your presence. They wanted to know, what do you think about Terrell Owens' comments about Stephen A at the moment?
They are amazing.
with his commentary.
That's Max Kellerman, for people who don't know, the white boy that almost lost his mind over this Colin Kaepernick situation because it was so egregiously awful.
With all due respect, my brother.
I'm just saying, dog.
Wait a minute. Wait to finish.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to check you right now. You don't cross the line.
I'm just saying.
Time. Wait a minute. You don't cross the line. First of all, like I said, you, Colin Kaepernick, Eric Reed, any of y'all that want to debate me in front of black people and talk about.
So now, Stephen A., you want to bring this back in front of black people. You want to bring this back in front of black people. You want to take it out of the public sphere of the watchful eyes of white folks, because T.O. called you on your crap and what it seemed like with other people. That's what you wanted to do today, right? No, you're going to get all of this smoke, Stephen A. So, guys, this is the clip. This is the clip that severed Stephen A's and T.O.'s friendship, and this is the clip that got Max Kellerman fired from that made Stephen A go up to the CNN, the ESPN brasses and was like, I can no longer work with this dude no more. It's either me or him. And they fired Max Kellerman off of the show and kept Stephen A. Smith. Because Max Kellerman was making Stephen A. Smith look bad. So that was 7 years ago. We're going to play what Stephen A. Smith did just the other day.
It's my quarterback. It's my team.
Stephen A. Smith, in response to a tweet that T.O. liked about something, Stephen A. got on his podcast and brought out an emotional T.O. after a game that he was being emotional about one of the players on his team. And Stephen A., being the petty bitch that he is, did this.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost as a team.
That was Terrell Owens, former all-world NFL wide receiver, crying, being very, very protective of his quarterback at the time, Tony Romo of the Dallas Cowboys. This was before Jerry Jones exiled him from the Dallas Cowboys organization. This was as his career approached its end. Of course, he played in Cincinnati thereafter. I forgot where else. But the reality is that Terrell Owens is one of the greatest wide receivers in the history of football. As far as I'm concerned, I got him top three. I only have Jerry Rice and Randy Moss ahead of him. He was simply that great. Never won a Super Bowl championship, was not his fault.
Don't you guys hear a butt coming? Don't you guys hear a butt coming? T.O. was this, T.O. was that, T.O. was this, T.O. was that. But don't you hear the butt coming? Ain't there's a big old butt coming?
At least I'd say that. And my diatribe, soliloquy, or whatever I'm about to go on, of course, has nothing to do with the player that Terrell Owens was, because there's nothing to question about his greatness. Nothing at all. He was simply that great, that marvelous, worthy of being a Hall of Famer, should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Never blamed him one bit for being a bit perturbed that it took 3 or 4 selections before he was ultimately entered into the Hall of Fame. But nevertheless, Terrell Owens has made news for a different reason over the years. And it all comes back to the same thing. And it involves just attitude, his issues, kind of ways that he tries to attack people from time to time. And I was the latest victim.
You were not
now,
a victim.
In the world,
T.O. did not attack you. Stop, Stephen A. Stop the cap, bruh. He did not attack you. He liked a post on Twitter. Good. That's not an attack, bro. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it.
World of T.O., understand that word victim is never something that's appropriate for somebody else. It's always him. It's always somebody that did him wrong. So we're going to address that today. We're going to address it right now. Before I get into what I really, really, really want to say, let me backtrack and give you a little history that spans just the last 3 or 4 days. Last week, I made an appearance on the Joe Budden podcast. Joe Budden asked me to come on. Whenever I've needed him to come on my shows, he never hesitated. I always appreciated the love. He's got Melissa Ford on there with him. She's been a friend of mine for years. Girl, you done did that thing. She looked phenomenal. Way to go, girl. But I digress. And on that appearance with Joe Budden, once again, I was asked a question about my former partner on First Take, Max Kellerman, what happened, and all of this other stuff. I've been answering the question the same way for 2 years. I've got a best-selling book, Straight Shooter. I wrote about it in a book. But nevertheless, the question was asked. I answered. Before we go any further, look at what I had to say. I didn't like working with him, man. It's just that damn.
It's not that you didn't like working with him. You had to sit there and let a Hall of Fame NFL player who you are, Stephen A. is in awe of athletes. He is an athlete groupie. He's a groupie for athletes. And T.O. is no exception. And you sat there and you got embarrassed by a Hall of Fame NFL player by telling you the thing that most people thought about you at the time. And I'm not making a judgment or here nor there if the thoughts about you are correct. I'm just saying what T.O. was saying about you that the black diaspora was saying about you behind your back. Well, maybe not so quietly behind your back. And how they felt about your co-host, Max. People loved Max Kellerman on that show. And when it came to social issues, they thought you were on the wrong side of social issues. They thought you were on the wrong side of the Kaepernick issue. And a football player that you were a fan of told you something that you didn't like and you couldn't handle it. You got so mad that you even had the white boy kicked off your show. So stop it about, I just didn't like working with him. You didn't like working with him because of what T.O. did to you.
Simple. I didn't like it. I thought the show was stale.
The show was not stale. How you going to have a stale show when you're the #1 sports a talk show on television? There was nothing stale about First Take at that time. Max was great to watch. Max was great to hear break down his analysis of stuff. Matt was a little crazy at times, but he was highly entertaining. Max, keep saying Max Kellerman. You got pissed the F off because people thought that Max Kellerman understood the issue way better than you.
That we have flatlined when it came to the public at large, and I'm trying to win. I mean, I didn't want to go from number 1 to number 2 when Skip left. That's not what I wasn't having that. At some point, you're gonna do what you need to do, or you don't. And if you don't do what you need to do, I'm gonna get somebody who will. When I went upstairs to management, my exact words were, "Look, if he's that important to you, give him first take. I'll leave."
Stephen A. Stephen A.
I'm telling you what I said. ESPN made the decision that they made. They elected to keep me on first take instead of Max Kellerman. As I've reminded people on numerous occasions, this was not 2009 where I got fired, where my contract wasn't renewed, where no one would hire me. Not even BET or TV One. And I say that because obviously TV One and BET.
What has this got to do with what you're trying to do to T.O.? What has it got to do with it? This, it's always about you and what you're doing and what you didn't do, your sob story, this, that, and the third. Stephen A., you, in this interview, which I'm not going to play the entire interview, in this clip on your podcast, you threatened T.O. You threatened him. And then you tried to humiliate him.
Well, networks that catered to African Americans, and even they did not hire me, and had his own afternoon show, and didn't lose a dime. So it was just a matter of people being competitive, and
I don't want to hear that.
We had a mandate to live up to that, and we couldn't pull it off. I just reached a point where I knew we couldn't live up to what the audience demanded, and didn't want to work with Kellerman on a debate show any longer. I didn't say SportsCenter. I didn't say boxing. I didn't say anything but First Take, a debate show. I said we were not ideal sparring partners. That was all. Continued on page 212. For 3 years, from 2017 to 2020, there were an inordinate amount of conversations with the honchos about my and Max's lack of chemistry. Not about ratings. We were still number 1. Just how uncomfortable it became watching us together because we didn't enjoy each other. I had no desire to sit around and watch First Take falter. Keep going.
First of all, no one knew that there was any problems going on at First Take because it did not come across on screen. Stephen A., you're lying. You're absolutely lying, Stephen A. You're lying. This is revisionist history.
Against Max Kellerman. I am not happy that ESPN let him go a couple of
You're lying again. You are absolutely thrilled that they let him go. You are. Stop the cap, bruh. Stop it.
And I felt the reason why was he and I, not him. He and I didn't work together. We didn't enjoy working together. That's not a crime. That's not a crime. But I'm going to tell you what is a crime. Terrell Owens sticking his nose into this equation. Because
please explain to me, Stephen A., what damn crime did T.O. commit? What crime did he commit, Stephen A.? What crime did he commit? Your arrogance knows no bound. What state, what local, state, or federal law did T.O. break? Please, I haven't seen this part, so let me hope he explains this.
He felt the need to join the conversation on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know that the video that I'm about to show you is one of the greatest insults you could ever give to a black man.
Some things in life are just earned. Sorry, buddy.
But T.O., with no one talking about him, nobody bringing him up, nobody alluding to anything about him, decides on a Saturday morning, at least that's when I saw it, when I woke up, to share this old video of himself on First Take with me and Max talking about me as we were discussing the whole Colin Kaepernick situation. Look at this.
Yeah, we saw it.
Get in here, and like I said, I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with his coming, with his commentary.
With all due respect, my brother.
I'm just saying, dog.
Wait a minute. Wait to finish.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna check you right now. You don't cross the line.
I'm just saying.
Tell me. Wait a minute. You don't cross the line.
I could have aired more because I handled the situation right there on live.
You didn't handle nothing.
First of all, what is blacker? Let's get that out the way. I could say, who are you to talk about blackness? Are you, Terrell Owens, a model of what a black man should be?
Stephen A., are you a model of what a black man should be? I mean, you're out here about to try to publicly excoriate another black man. So are you a model of what a black man should be? Are you Stephen A.? Are you saying you're the standard? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Yeah! Well, you're not the standard, Stephen A. You're not.
Money making is my thing because I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
Shout out to the homegirl again, Almanai. Sorry it took me a minute to get back to the super chat, but his honesty isn't profitable for the NFL or media. No, it's not. He's dishonest. And here you go, Almanai.
These last $2.
Yeah, there you go for them last $2. And then once again, check out our homegirl. Go Grown Folks Talk with the super chat. With the black heart. I don't know what that means. You saying I got a black heart? You got a black heart? Is that what's coming up from the Coop clan? Is the black hearts? I'm just kidding. I know you're showing some black love, baby. Thank you, Grown Folks Talk, for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Stephen A., you're something else, bruh. And you're sitting up here, you're inferring that in order to be a model or a standard of black men, that you got to be perfect. None of us are perfect. We are imperfect in a lot of ways because we're human beings. But that's not what your intentions are with T.O. Now, just remember, a few seconds ago, you said T.O. committed a crime. Please tell me what crime T.O. committed. You still haven't told us what crime T.O. allegedly committing, other than re-bringing up the fact that you were on the wrong side of the Colin Kaepernick debate, which should not have been a debate.
I have files.
Files of what?
Here's what T.O. is not telling y'all.
This nigga, I'm sorry. This ninja was like, I got files. I got files. You the damn CIA. You got files. You got files, Stephen. Yeah, you got files on T.O. Man, hey, TLA, you a lawyer. What do you think about all of those files that Stephen A. got on T.O.?
They are amazing.
Oh my goodness, he got all of them. You got files. For real? So this is what Stephen A. saying. This is what he's saying to T.O. right now.
And we want the smoke.
Yeah, he want the smoke. I'll shut up, Stephen A. Because everybody know what you are for the corporations. We know what you are, T.O. This is what you are for the corporation. Stephen A. is a thoughtsilla for the dollars. He really is. And I gotta see these files again. Let me see these files.
Because I handled the situation right there on live national television. First of all, what is blacker? Let's get that out the way. I could say, who are you to talk about blackness? Are you, Terrell Owens, a model of what a black man should be?
Yes.
I have files.
He got files, y'all. One more time. My goodness. Stephen A., you got files.
Yes. Absolutely.
You got files. Bruh, really? What's in these files, Stephen A.? Are you guys curious now to see what's in these damn files? He held up these loose people. He the CIA now.
Here's what T.O. is not telling y'all.
What ain't he telling us? What he not telling us? What do you mean you ain't gonna go there? Whoa, 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 whoa. Time out. Time out. Stephen A., you start off by saying, here's what T.O.'s not telling you. And then you said, I'm not going to go there?
Emotional damage.
My goodness. Come on, Stephen A. Don't act like a...
Yeah, ho. Yeah, ho.
Don't act like one of those. Come on, Stephen A. Don't be a... Uh-oh, it ain't working. Please, Stephen A., please don't be...
Yeah, ho. Yeah, ho.
Good Lord. So here's what Stephen A. just said. Here's what T.O.'s not telling you. Here's what he's not telling you. But I ain't gonna go there.
At the people.
So basically, he's alluding to that there's a whole bunch of trash on T.O. and he because he's being magnanimous that he's not gonna expose T.O. Do we believe that Stephen A. is not exposing T.O. out of the goodness of his heart?
Hell no. To the no.
I talk about what you do in terms of what your profession is, covering the world of sports. I don't get into your personal business. I got 30 years in the industry.
You don't get into the personal business, but you got files and here's, come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Google me, check my resume, talk to the athletes that know me. I'm not liked by a few. I know that. Don't give a shit. I'm not here to make friends. I'm a journalist, personality, pundit. But who is Terrell Owens of all people to define blackness?
Who is Stephen A. Smith of all people to define blackness? Huh?
We want to get into who represents the black community better? You really want to have that discussion?
Absolutely. I can make the argument that T.O. is. T.O. his reputation is stellar. We're not talking about what people think about him on the football field, in the community, out in real life. T.O.'s record, T.O. name is clean. It's clean. Yours isn't, buddy. Yours isn't clean. Because everybody know what you are for the corporation.
Yeah, ho. Yeah, ho.
Everybody know that.
Really? I wouldn't even do that to you. I'm not going to even waste my time with that. I brought that up to point out that I was sitting there minding my own business. I answered the question that had been brought to me by Joe Budden and his team. The question was about Max Kellerman. What does that have to do with Terrell Owens? What does that have to do with him?
What does anything that you talk about or other people talk about on platforms got to do with you personally? It's called social commentary, you jackass. He's entitled to it, you jackass. He's entitled to it. And by the way, you got Max Kellerman fired because everybody understood that Max Kellerman was on the right side of the issue and you were not. You were up there on First Take being
Yeah, ho. Yeah, ho.
That's what you were being on First Take for the corporation, for the owners. The owners.
Not a damn thing. And I'm sitting up there and I immediately reacted on Twitter, which may not have been the right thing to do.
It was not the right thing to do, Stephen A. Not no may have been. It was not the right thing to do. Terrell Owens Owens with his tweet just essentially told you and everybody else why you really did not want to work with Max Kellerman anymore.
But I just felt compelled to do it. And the reason I felt compelled to do it, ladies and gentlemen, was because, number one, I know he's full of shit.
What? Whoa, what? You're saying T.O. is? So now you're blaming people. You're blaming everybody. Who else are you going to blame? The rain?
Blame it on the rain.
Come on, man. You can do better than that. Come on, Stephen A. You can do way better than that.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Come on,
but two,
man.
I know that he's starving for attention because that's the only way he might do so.
Now, I find this ironic. You sit up there saying that T.O. is starving for attention while at the same time, Stephen A., you are on TV 5 days a week and you got your own podcast here on YouTube 3 days a week, which the goal of your TV show and your podcast is for you to get attention. You're already on TV 5 days a week. Then you had to go add a 3-day-a-week podcast, and you're claiming T.O. is starving for attention? Yeah. You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. TLA, what do you think about Stephen A.'s comments about the fact that he's accusing T.O. of being craving and starving for attention when he got to be on TV 5 days a week plus 3 days on a podcast? TLA, what do you think about Stephen A.'s comments on that?
They are amazing.
They are absolutely amazingly crazy. Stephen A. out here like this.
Acknowledge me.
5 days a week. That's what he out there doing. And we're not.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that one, Harmonize. Wasn't he the one laying up with Jalen Rose's wife? Allegedly. And here we go again, Harmonize.
These last $2.
Every time Harmonize give her last $2, she seemed to find another $2. Yeah. Yeah, so he had every right to absolutely Harmonize. Absolutely. Good grief.
Something these days. Looking for anything to get himself attention. So, hey, I'm here to give it to you. You can have it because I'm here to help. Because God knows you need it. But I checked myself, not because of the...
You did not check yourself. You just got up here with a bunch of papers talking about you got files. We don't know what's on them papers. You up here rattling. You up here rattling papers. Talk about I got whole files. T.O. Oh my God. Stephen A out here talking about I got whole files. I mean, just a whole bunch of files.
Absolutely.
Stephen A, I think you're suffering from a little bit of
emotional damage.
Right now, you coming across like a straight up, all because you are for the corporation, for the corporate dollar. My goodness, Stephen A. You ain't got no right to talk about nobody being no attention hound because everybody knows ain't no bigger attention hound than somebody that's on TV 5 days a week. They call them attention what? Yeah, ho. They call them attention hoes. Come on, Stephen A. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you this butthurt?
Ordinate amount of NFL people, in not just present players, but former players, not just the league office, but the NFL Players Association. I had calls from all over the place. Stephen, please don't do this to him. Please don't do this to him. Because we all know the ammunition that's out there. I mean, my God, it's so much.
What ammunition are you talking about, Stephen A.? What ammunition are you talking about? What are you doing, Stephen A? What ammunition are you talking about that's out here on TO? If you think there was anything destructive or sensational about T.O., don't you think that it would have came out a long time ago? Stephen A., come on, man.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Come on, man.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about it.
Stephen A., come on, bruh. Really? You think you got people begging you? T.O. came out and said, hey, whatever you got, bruh, release it. He said that. Come on with the come on.
It's a fileless thing. But that's not the point.
So somebody got a file this thick on T.O. and nobody knows about it but Stephen A. Smith. Is that what you want me to believe, Stephen A? Sorry, bruh. I just can't get with that.
I want it to be decent. And Kyrie Irving, who we all know I've had my differences with, damn it, that doesn't mean he's not right. And when Kyrie Irving went out and put out this tweet right here, can Stephen A., can y'all call each other like grown, mature men and clear the air without all of the extra
Kyrie, you would have to assume that Stephen A. is a mature grown man. You will have to assume that to be factual. Listen, Lord have mercy. Listen, black men, do not take your cues on how to handle conflict with Stephen A. Smith. I was Candace Owens, who I'm not a big fan of, and I wish because I'm just now thinking about this. I wish I would have thought about this earlier last night because I would have pulled the clip. Candace Owens made a statement on a recent podcast that black men do not know how to handle conflict. She's absolutely correct. We want to be leaders. We want to be respected, but we can't even have a respectful disagreement without trying to flamethrow each other, without trying to excoriate each other's reputation, without trying to do all this. That you sound like Stephen A. You're out here in these streets like two high school girl, like a high school girl, trying to fight out in public. That's what you sound like, bruh. We got to be careful. There's just certain things that as black men, we got to resist and refrain from to the best of our ability. We have to resist our female mothers programming. What Stephen A. did was nothing more than an overly emotional man who was raised by a single mother who has inherited all of his mother's emotional traits. And I'm not talking about his mother derogatory. I'm just talking about the impact of what happens when black boys have too much female influence in their development. They turn into overly emotional creatures like Stephen A. Smith. And let me tell you guys something. Stephen A. Smith truly does not give a damn about what I think or what nobody else think, especially if it doesn't impact his money. Stephen A. Smith is a proud money whore. He'll tell you that in a heartbeat. And I'm not saying that like I don't like money. I like money too. I require money. I wish I had more of it. I wish I didn't have to go out and work as hard as I have to work for a few dollars. I wish I didn't have to. I wish the podcast, I wish the live stream, the Real Bravado Network was a little bit more successful, so I don't have to work as hard. But I got to do this and then go out and work 2 full-time jobs. So I'm not knocking somebody who's going after his wonder who got his bag like Stephen A. Smith, who's financially successful. But you are still an emotional train wreck. And this is embarrassing. Every time I see black men out here doing this to other black men, it's embarrassing. Black men in general, we still have work to do. And we got to call out this crap when we see it. We got to call this crap out when we see it. And I'm going to play one more time what Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp said, okay, from the top.
You call me T again, but it's
no,
Ocho.
I did not.
Listen, you just said T.
You know what?
You Hey, listen, I know you ain't trying to say we look alike because I'm handsome.
Man,
I look good.
T.O. So you trying to say T.O. not handsome?
T.O. facially challenged now.
Man, there you go. I'm gonna let you have that one.
Man,
you know what it was? Because
T, I love you, baby.
You know what it is? You know what it is, O'Shea? That man been trending on my social media, on my timeline.
Yeah, man. Listen. I listen.
You talk to him.
I need you. I talked to him. I
was gonna reach out to him tomorrow.
I talked to him in length yesterday. I said T told me the issues that they had. I'm not gonna share him here because that's not the place to share him. I also told
Chad, we all know what the issues are. We all know what the issues are. Stephen A. Butthurt.
Talk with Stephen A. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I talk with Stephen A. Smith and I say, Steve, man, listen here, man. I love y'all. I love both of y'all. You, man, both of y'all are inspirational and very motivating to me.
So Chad got to stroke Stephen A. Smith's ego to get him to listen like a little girl, like you do with the ladies. We got some good ladies that support us, but let's not forget our ladies, even the ones that support us, even the ones that understand intellectually, they're still women. They're still slaves to their biological programming. They still need their ego stroked from time to time. They know that they're just more aware of it, and they're just better at handling it than others. So Chad got to handle Stephen A. like a little girl.
Me in different ways. In different ways. I look up to y'all in different ways.
You're right.
From afar. I don't need to tell you that all the time. Just know I admire the shit y'all got going on and what y'all done. T, been watching T all my life. Stephen A, I've been watching you even when I was playing and actually couldn't wait to hear you at times, you know? This ain't what y'all need to be doing. No. Not this ain't what y'all need to
not
do.
Us.
Not us.
We do not
us. Not giving them something to talk about. Oh, here go these and again. Look at these.
That's why we can't have nice things, because y'all gonna tear it up between.
I'm not even trying to say it, but I'm trying to find a way.
I get it. Yeah.
Let's
to facilitate.
Call each other.
We can
call each other, man. Listen, tell me what the
firm
problem
believer
is, and talk about it.
I'm a firm believer. We can disagree. You got your opinion, I got mine. You see something one way, I see something another way. But for me, if I got something to say, I'm gonna call him. You and I gonna discuss it,
right?
And it's not gonna be for the world to hear,
right?
So this is what I got to say for Chad and Shannon about that, especially those last words. They called that crap out, and they're supposed to call that crap out, and then they gave us what they're supposed to do with it. You know, when there's a problem. Kun Lee said it in the chat. Let me see. I keep telling folk Black women story is, I don't believe that's an old story, because it's an ongoing issue that we can't do nothing about. But here's the second part of it. That's absolutely true. Black men's emotionalism is a real issue right now. It is. It absolutely is. And we need to deal with the fact that we are programmed to be our mother's daughters. We don't want to have that discussion. But I've been saying it, and 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 I've been saying it. Black men, we are becoming the face of petty. Don't sit up here now and say that you haven't been told.
I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king, and I will never knew. Plotting for my fall, you getting hanged for treason. I don't aim to please, do anything I feel. Haters gonna talk, don't listen to the shit. They tryna be like me, they know they can do. Can't even get lost, I'm on a pedestal, sitting on my throne. My neck be decked in gold. I don't do no hoes, I got a queen though. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten. Just let it sing. I don't play it, I just win every day. I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten. Just let it sing. I don't play it, I just win.